Hello and welcome back. Something happened there, and my iPad just died for whatever reason. I'm sorry about that. I was saying the I was talking about the importance of having a balanced life, where the values that you place on both your personal life and your professional lives are balanced, because many a times we have allowed the demand, the pull from the business side to rob us and deny us of building an equally successful personal lives. And sometimes these values within our personal in our personal lives, they are actually the missing links that will give us the fulfillment that we're looking for, that we're aspiring to for, that we're running after, even in our business lives. Are you nurturing your artistic talents? What are those hidden talents that you have, but you have let go because at the end of the day, those are the things that make you who you are. How many times have you heard CEO today and jobless tomorrow? How many times have you experienced full-time job today and tomorrow your service is no longer required? But you see, there are other things in your life and in my life that nobody can take away from you. But if you've spent all your life neglecting those areas, when the wind of change, when it blows in your life, when the unexpected happens, that is why a lot of people can't find themselves, can identify who they have become, can even look at themselves in the mirror. And that is why a lot of people go into deep depression. Some commit suicide because all along they have neglected what is important. What value have you put on your family? Now you will say, "Oh no, it's all right. They will understand." Say, yeah, yeah. I mean, they know all this I'm doing is for them. Well, I'm well to do and I'm settled down, I'll spend time with them. I will give them a good holiday. I will buy the house on the beachfront for them. As wonderful as all of that is, your little boy, your little girl is crying out, "Look at me. I just need 5 minutes of your time. Would you give me some of your attention?" But you are too busy going from one meeting to another, fulfilling one assignment, completing one project to another, making sure these deliverables are met to another. And before you know it, those children, they've outgrown you. They don't need you anymore. Your spouse doesn't even bother whether you are there or not. Your health is suffering. Your friends, they've all moved on because you never have time for them. Even your parents. You see, the most valuable things in our lives, they are free. And sometimes that is why we take them for granted. The most important and most valuable things in our lives, they come free. You didn't pay anything for your children, didn't pay anything for your parents, didn't pay anything even for your health. So you can take them for granted. How do you cherish this other aspect of your life? How do you start to think about giving this aspect of your life the same volume, the same level of attention and focus like you do your business life? But you see, all of that starts with you recognizing what are some of these other aspects, what are some of these other values that are being neglected, that are being starved of oxygen. Like I said, what about spending time with your family? What about spending time with your family? See, most people enjoy spending quality time at home. We all want to spend time with our friends, with our families at home. We want to play with our children, want to be there with our spouse, we want to help them, we want to get along with them, we want to know them better. But sometimes the love that we have for our jobs, the commitment that we have paid, that we have committed, the sacrifice, the focus on our jobs are hurting our families. They're hurting your spouse, they're hurting your children, they're hurting your friends, your parents, your siblings, your neighbors, your community. You are missing out on a valuable time that you could spend with these people. Time that you probably will never get back. Because you wake up one day and that same boy, that little girl, they're now leaving home. They're going to the university. They're going into colleges. They're now leaving home to start living their own lives. And suddenly you realize you were not there when they needed you. And then you wonder why they don't pay attention to you as well. Because you have sown the seed of neglect. Until we place the right value on these people, on this unique part of our lives, and develop and grow and pour ourselves into them, there will always be a shortfall somewhere, because we tend to always have a reason why we cannot spend time with them, why we cannot give them our attention, why we cannot place the right value on them. When was the last time you just take the weekend off work, shut down the computer, switch off the phone, just you and yourself and your family? Are you not tired? Are you not fed up of bringing your office work home? You've gone all day, now you're back home, but you're still on your computer doing the office work? Can't you just be alone? Can't you just hang out with your friends? Can't you just hang out with your family? Can't you just spend the whole day in your pajamas, eating directly from the pot and just playing with your son and your daughter and be free to be able to do what you want? Read a book if you have to, go and sleep, walk in the park, and just live your life. Are you not missing out this part of your life? Life is not just about wake up, go to work, pay the bills, wake up, go to work, pay the bills, wake up, go to work, pay the bills. Unfortunately, that's the life most of us live. It is your life. It is my life. And unless we build the right values, unless we focus on the things that are actually important, unless we pay attention to this aspect of our lives, there will always be a price tag. It is your life. Go and take it back. It is my life. I'm going to take it back. Let us go back and live again, rather than just existing to meet the demands of work and career and business. Your spiritual life, what are you doing about it? When was the last time you just commune with your Maker? I'm not talking of kneel down, clap your hand, and close your eyes. Just talk one-on-one with your Maker. Just have a chat as if you're talking to your friend. Just lose yourself in His presence. When was the last time that you go hiking or go walking or just walk through, go to the park and just go out and hang out with your loved ones, with your children? When was the last time you meditate or even just sit in the morning to say, I want to see the sun rise? Or hang out in the back on the balcony in the evening and say, I want to see the sun set. When was the last time you take time out to just enjoy the beauty of creation all around you? Because you may think you are successful. You may even be called successful. People may recognize you and even talk about you as a successful person. But are you fulfilled? Are you fulfilled in yourself? It is time for us to bring back this value back into our lives. Sometimes, it's not what you do that causes you to regret. Sometimes it is those things that you didn't do that will come back to haunt you, that will come back to bite you, that will come back to bring tears of sorrow into your eyes. Your soul and my soul are continually yearning to be fulfilled and yearning to be nourished, yearning to become everything that we're destined to be. But if we sacrifice that on the altar of being successful, on the altar of making the next promotion, on the altar of making the next quarterly report, the price tag will be so big we won't have enough. All the money in the bank will not be enough to pay for it. You must value what is important to you. You must ask yourself, what are the things that are important to me as a person? Because unless you identify them, unless you know them, unless you can pinpoint what they are, you will not be able to pay attention to them. There are a lot of people that find fulfillment in their jobs, especially if you're self-employed, you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur and all of that. And that's great. I'm a workaholic, ask anybody. A lot of people find fulfillment in their work, in their jobs, in their business. But your job, your work, your business is not the totality of who you are. So irrespective of how successful you become, irrespective of how great your business, your company, your organization become, if at the end of the day, your life, your family life, your health, your relationship with your children, with your spouse, with your parents, with your siblings, with your community, if they are suffering, you're not successful. Because your life is not balanced. You don't have the right combination of values that will give you fulfillment. A lot of people are running after success. But the truth is, after you achieve success, if your life is not full, if your values are not in line, if they are not complete, yes, you may be successful, but there will always be a hole yearning for fulfillment on the inside of you. I read something recently. The writer said, I picked up a pencil and a pad of paper, and I wrote down my assets, my values, which were good health, freedom, family, friendship, reputation, relationships, wisdom, strong work ethic, success, integrity, and all of that, and all of that. And the list just went on and on and on, was increasing, was growing, was increasing. He said, in fact, the only thing I could not put on that list was money. The only thing that he could not put on the list of his assets, of his values, of who he is, is money. Unfortunately, if you ask an average person to list out their values and their assets and their worth, the first thing on the list is money. He said, I felt sorry for myself before I made the list. How many times have we all done that? I am not this. I haven't achieved that. I don't have this. I can't have that. We can't afford this. This is out of our reach. This is not within our means. And we complain and complain and complain. This guy said, after I made the list, before I made the list, I was sorry for myself. I was angry with myself. I felt so unworthy but after I made the list, after he wrote down all those things, he said he felt like a very blessed person. I felt like a really blessed man because I realized that if I had to give away any of my assets, if I have to let go of any of those things that I've listed down, the first thing I would like to give away is money. The first thing I will have to give away is money. He said, because I could always get money back. But all those other things, once they are gone, they're gone. Once they are gone, they're gone. Once you list all the things that are your values, all the things that are important in your life, once you make once you take time to list them out, you will realize just how fulfilled you are without having money on your list. Money is important, don't get me wrong. Money is essential, it's important. But it is just one of your assets. And in most cases, money is the least important. But we have ascribed so much weight and reverence and value and commitment running and chasing after money. Let me ask you, if you have to choose between keeping your money and losing your marriage, and losing the relationship between you and your child, and losing your health, and losing the peace of your mind, and losing the essence of who you are, if you have to choose between keeping your money and losing any of that, what would you keep? You have a choice. Keep your money, but you lose all these things, or keep these things and you lose your money. What would be your choice? Because the choice that you make of these two variables will determine what you value the most. How many times have you heard, have you read, have you seen, have you watched a movie where a man or a family that seems to have it all, then one day the child is kidnapped and their whole world come crashing down, and they will give the last drop of blood in their body if need be, just to have that child back. But all along, while that child was in the house, nobody paid attention to him or her. Is that you? Is that me today? What are the things that we value? What is important to you? When your behavior, when your mindset, when your attitude, when your outlook, when it conflicts with your values, it results in what is called cognitive dissonance, which is the root cause of pain and distress in life. But the flip side to that is this: your goal will become a reality faster, and with less stress if they align with your values, if they align with what is important, if they align with your life being in a balance. When you are focused, when you have the true perspective and you pay the right attention to what is important to you, your life will suddenly evolve. It will be like the petals of a new flower that is just opening up. Your values in life, your values are your anchor that will hold you when the storm of life come, and they will always come. Your values is your parachute that will help you to come down, to fly down, to descend from the height of disaster when the aeroplane is on fire. Your value will bring you down and it will set you down. Your values are your default settings. When all else fails, when nothing seems to be working, when the totality of what is attached to you is stripped away, the only thing that must be left, the only thing that will be left, the only thing that will matter, that will sustain and hold you, are your values. Your values are your safe landing pad. Because when you come down, you will land and still be standing, because you are standing not just on your legs, on your two legs. You are standing on four legs, your two legs, and all the other values sustaining the rest of your weight. Many people have sacrificed all of this. Many people have let go, have really just ignore what is important, all in the name of, I want to be this, I need to be that, I have to be that. A lot of people have gotten into trouble that they can't get out from, because they went into that trouble without any iota of values on them, and therefore there is nothing. They don't have an anchor, they don't have a parachute, they don't have a default setting, they don't have a safe landing pad. That's why many of them turn to alcohol or to drugs or to other things to sustain them. But anything multiplied by zero is still zero. Know your values and keep your focus on what is important. Keep your focus on what is valuable. Keep your focus on what determines your person. Your values are the compass for your life. You know what a compass is? A compass is a little instrument, but it points you all the time to the north. It gives you a direction. It points you in the right path. It leads you along the path of righteousness. It helps you find your way in the midst of confusion. When you are in the midst of the jungle, you don't know whether to go to the right or to the left. You bring out your compass to say, okay, where am I? Your compass will go around and then it will point to, this is north. I read a book once by a great author called Bill George. It's called True North. Finding your true north. What are your values? Because they are the things that will point you in the right direction. Compass will point you towards a magnetic field, and that magnetic field is always pointing to the north. Wherever you are, in the middle of the jungle, in the middle of the sea, in the middle of the ice, in the middle of anything, if you can identify where is the north, the rest of the direction will fall into place. But most people don't have this compass called values. This compass that will point them. that will guide them, that will lead them, that will show them the pathway to righteousness. Because they've muddied up, they've clouded everything, they've jumbled everything together. Anything goes. The clarity of value and the clarity of your purpose, they are critical ingredients to your success, to your fulfillment, to your achievement, to your being sane even in your mind. Your values will help you to know where you are headed. It will help you to know why you are going there. It will help you to know what you are going to do when you get there. Unfortunately, the society that we live in today, they have jettisoned, they have thrown away, they have casted away values that matters. Everybody is now struggling and striving and jumping and screaming and conniving and backbiting and doing everything to become a celebrity, to become well known, to become this, to become that. People have forgotten what it means to be authentic, what it means to be real, what it means to have values. To be able to look at to be able to look in the mirror and like what you see. To be able to hear your own voice in the dark and not be shaken. Many people have turned their lives all around, all in the pursuit of celebrity status. And therefore they are more concerned about external impressions than they are about who they are on the inside. What makes you you? And when you look at such people, the three seducers, the three prongs that zap and suck life out of them, that suck value out of them, that suck meaning out of them, is power, is money, and is fame. The moment your life is consumed by any or all of those three, I'm sorry, you've got your result. Your true north, your essence, the essence of who you are is based on the bedrock of your values. Do you even know what your values are? What do you stand for? What do you believe in? What are your convictions? What are those non-negotiable, unalterable terms that dictate who you are, that differentiates you, that determines your person? Because unless you are grounded and rooted and bolted in those things, you just live in a celebrity life. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all celebrities don't have values. But most people that are today pursuing, sacrificing everything just to be the next face in the front of the newspaper or this or that, most of them sacrifice what it means to be a person. Your values, they start from your youth, your childhood. Your parents, they instilled in you. All of us, without exception. Even a child born by a crazy man or a crazy woman, the parent will still instill some values in you. Be honest, be truthful, don't steal, don't lie, don't harm others, don't talk ugly of others, respect people, be a person of honor. Those are the root of who we are. Those are the root of the values that were built in us. But as we grow up, we tend to think, oh, they don't matter anymore. We cast them away because suddenly we become adults and those things are not relevant anymore. Ultimately, the people that found their true north, the people whose life, whose compass is pointing to the north, are those people that held on to that, just they will not let go. They refuse to let go the values that were instilled in them by their parents, by their teachers, by their colleagues, by their friends, by everything from childhood. From childhood. And one of the ways to see yourself growing and developing and the trueness of your value evolving in adulthood is to be able to differentiate between the mindset of I to the mindset of we. You see, as we're growing up, everything we do is about us. In school, they grade you on your own performance. They test you on your ability. You even go to work and your appraisal is based on what you do. But you see, part of the development of your values is to recognize that you cannot live a life in isolation. There has to be others around you and about you, within you, all around you, that will help you as you help them. And together, you will rise up. Many people that stamp and step on others to rise up, when they get to the top, they realize it's lonely up there. And when they come crashing down, oh man, their fall is with a big bang. A lot of people today don't have much self-awareness. And self-awareness is the core, is the ingredient, is the center of authenticity, which is a product of knowing who you are, which is the summation of the values that makes you who you are. Self-awareness is important. Self-awareness gives room to you being authentic. When you know who you are, you don't need anybody to tell you who you are. Even when people try to tell you who they think you are, who they want you to be, how they want you to be, your authenticity, your self-value, your self-awareness, you say, no, that's not me. No, that's not me. I know who I am. It is this idea of not knowing who you are that has caused a lot of people to live a life of no identity, only to wake up and realize they've lived all their lives being what other people said they should be, being how other people said they should be, and then don't know, they can't recognize it themselves. The clarity, the sharpness of the understanding of your authenticity or your true north also requires an element of humility, because it is so easy for you, once you identify who you are, once you know what your values, what you believe, what are your convictions are, once you identify them, it is easy for you to become a judge, condemning all others. But humility, which is part of the core values that you need to develop and grow as a person, will keep you rooted, will keep you grounded, will help you to know that there is more to life than what you think and how you see it. And part of humility in the process of developing this core value, part of your humility is to be open to feedbacks. You are not the fountain of knowledge, even if your name is Fountain. You are not the fountain of knowledge. Be open to feedbacks. Be open to other people's ideas. That is why you have migrated from the mindset of I to the mindset of we, because now you're spending your life and you sharing your values with others. Somebody said feedback is a gift, and you never turned out a breath mint. Feedback is a gift. But a lot of us don't like feedbacks, because because we don't want to face the reality. We don't want to know what others think and feel about us. When in actual fact, integrity, authenticity, and core values the greatness of it is being able to know, being able to hear, being able to perceive, being able to receive what others think and say about you. A honest feedback is critical in everything we do, in everything you are, in whatever you become. There must be an avenue for you to get feedbacks. Even on this platform, every now and again, I will send just any footage or any link to a friend or a colleague somewhere. I say, please listen to this and give me your feedbacks. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me how I can improve. Tell me how I can be better. Tell me what can I do to elevate and raise the standard of this platform. Not because I'm insecure. No, it's because I want to be better. And one of the ways to become better is to be open to feedbacks. Who is your mentor? Who has the authority and the full power to speak into your life? Who have you submitted yourself to? Or are you the best thing since sliced bread? Do you have a good support team around you to prune you, to bring you back to earth, to tell you you think you've arrived? John, my friend, please sit down. Without you taking your ball home because you don't like what they say. There must be at least one person in your life with whom you can be naked and unashamed. Not literally, obviously. With whom you can say anything and you can hear everything. Who will help you to be objective about who you are and what you are. Who will pull you back when you are on the cliff edge of falling over or tripping up on yourself. Who is that person in your life? Somebody who can pull you back down to earth when you suddenly want to grow wings. And somebody who will encourage you and motivate you when you are beating yourself down too much. Who is that person that is helping you to develop, to grow, to become the fullness of who you are? All these are ingredients of building and strengthening and energizing your values and making it the core of who you are. Somebody said reputation is what people said about you, but character is who you are when you are by yourself. And it's a product of your values. Let your values, your convictions, what you stand for, what you hold dear, how you value things, let it be so important, more if possible, than the weight you put on your 9-to-5 job or whatever job or your career that you have. I'm not saying be negligent with your job. No. I'm not saying just do bare minimum. No, that's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, what will it profit you? What will it profit you? What would you become? What will it add to you to become the managing director, chief executive officer, chairman, board of directors? But your marriage is in trouble. Your children can't stand you. Your health is gone. Your parents don't want to talk to you. What's the point? Because you have not paid the right attention to what is valuable and what is important in your life. Remember what I said earlier on. The most important things in our lives, the most valuable things in our lives, they are free. And in most cases, that's why we take them for granted. So, decision time. You and I need to make a decision. Maybe you haven't thought about it. What are my values? What do I stand for? What are my convictions? What is it about me that makes me me, that identifies me, that quantifies my worth? What is it? Because until you identify that, until you know that, until you pursue it, until you refuse to compromise on them, you may become successful, but you will never be fulfilled. Ladies and gentlemen, every one of us wants to be successful. Every one of us needs to be successful. Every one of us must be successful. But do not trade your values. Do not sacrifice your values on the altar of success. Because if you do, the price tag that will come with it, there is no amount of money in the bank of this world that will be able to pay for it. You know, every week on this platform, we're taking steps, one after another, to become better at who we are, to become better at what we are, what we do, to become better in the fullness of our human existence. And that is why the platform is called Become a Better Man. And I am so convinced that from the beginning to this day, every step that we have taken, every move that we have made is gradually leading us, is taking us towards that destination when even we ourselves will have no choice. And everybody that will see us would have no choice but to declare, to confess, and to confirm. I don't know these people, but from what I'm seeing, these are better men and better women. And we must continue on this journey of discovery, of enlightenment, of increase, of building ourselves so that we can arrive at that destination. I am excited to be traveling on this journey with you. I am so honored that you will consider me as a co-sojourner on this trip, because I know without a shadow of a doubt that when we arrive, everybody, including you and I, will have no choice but to say, well done. It has been a journey well worth it. Thank you for your time. I'll see you again next week as we start to explore other ways of becoming better men and better women. God bless you. Bye-bye.